What's up, guys? It's Will here from TWSN. I'm with my guy Joey. Today we're going to be breaking down the upcoming UFC Featherweight Championship. Ilia Topuria taking on the champion Alexander Volkanovski.
Honestly, Will, I have a bold prediction for this one. I
Sure.
have Topuria getting the finish within 3. When I'm just looking at the matchup between the two, I think the crisp boxing of Topuria is going to be a real difference maker. I mean, his boxing exchanges, it's some of the best I've seen of any UFC fighter, first off. And then it's crazier to think about that he was originally for kind of his jiu-jitsu and ground game. So he's a killer there. I mean, we saw what he did a wizard on the ground and Bryce Mitchell. So I'm a huge Volk fan. I know everyone is. He's a fan favorite. How can you not love the guy? I mean, he's one of the greats we've seen. He's faced killers. He's went through the gridiron. So I want to get that out of the way. But I do think Topuria finishes him within 3. And I think he does it in a dominant fashion. When like I said, when I look at this fight, I think he's almost better everywhere than Volk when I start breaking down this fight. What about you, Will?
I'm in the same boat. I think that this could be a really, really rough fight for Volk. I know he's the best of all time in the featherweight division. At least I think that. There's people that think otherwise. But when you talk about the age and everything, we all know that stat where if you're over 35 years of age in a championship fight under middleweight, it's not, there's like a 2-25 records. So Volk, looking at him, he's over 35 now. He's coming off of a brutal head kick loss, and I don't see a world where he can win this fight. I really don't. I know he's better. I think he is better everywhere than Topuria, but the age comes into play. I think the fact that he's really just had a rough go of things the last year or so. He lost to Makhachev in the first fight in February, then he lost again in October. I think that Topuria is going to get it done. I have that bold prediction that you have. I think that I could see maybe a head kick KO loss again or about round 2. That's what I've been thinking. I just have this feeling about it. And another thing that intrigues me about it is we're seeing an eerily similar storyline play out that we've seen about 10 years ago with Jose Aldo and Conor McGregor. Right, we've got this dominant champion that's coming in, and he's been unbeaten in the division for it's been like 10 years now. He's not lost. He's just unstoppable. He's this world beater. And then on the other side of things, you've got this young, confident, kind of cocky, brash guy coming in, kind of overlooking Volk. He's just not paying him any attention, saying this is going to be the easiest challenge of my career and all this. And he's already put it in his bio, 15-0, undefeated world champion. And Volk, I feel like it's kind of getting to him. I think the mind games and the intensity of this all, it's really getting to him. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. And like you said, Topuria being the young, hungry 27-year-old ready to get in there and fight for the title, and Volk, on the other hand, being 35, like you said, creeping a little older, coming back a little quick after a head kick KO loss. I mean, there's not a lot going for Volk in this fight, and I'm telling you, man, I think Topuria, he's the next guy up. He has that kind of superstar potential you touched on with that little bit of cockiness he has with him. He's coming from Europe. He has a whole different fan base over there he can bring over. I really think now is his time, and I'm telling you, I'm really confident he gets it done within 3.
And a lot of people, I think the majority of MMA fans, you get on MMA Twitter or YouTube or anywhere, you see a majority of them think that Volk is going to win this. He has more skills. He's more skillful everywhere. He's got the experience, the wars with Holloway and Aldo and Ortega and all these different guys. They say Topuria has not really proven himself yet. Who's he fought? Josh Emmett, Bryce Mitchell. But you look at it, going into those fights, he was severely underrated and overlooked. People were talking about during the Bryce Mitchell fight that they don't know if he's going to be able to hang with him on the ground because Bryce Mitchell is the best grappler at 145. He submitted him. He dominated him. Then he goes into the Josh Emmett fight against the pure striker. one of the most powerful guys at 145. Oh, he's got no chance. He's got no chance at all. Picks him apart 50-43. 50-43. Dominant. And now it's the same thing here. He's coming in against Alexander Volkanovski, dominant champion, well-rounded everywhere. Maybe the greatest fighter in the world right now, pound for pound. What are they doing? Counting him out. Not even giving him a chance because they say Volk's better everywhere. We've seen this story multiple times now. I don't see it, man. I think Topuria is going to shock the world on February 17th. I really do.
I'm right there with you. You had a great point right there. It's not, I guess, about who he's fought. It's how he's finished these fights. I mean, Josh Emmett obviously didn't get the finish there, but that's a beating he put on Josh
probably
Emmett.
Worse than a finish.
Yeah, and we saw what Josh Emmett just did in his last time out. And I've been watching that fight back. There was times Josh Emmett had some openings in there, but Topuria stays in tight. He stays in, that has that nice high guard in there with his boxing exchanges, and his head movement is also off the charts, where he just flows with his combos. He's slipping punches, and like I said, his wrestling and jiu-jitsu is also there as well. And him being that 27-year-old hungry fighter, and he said, I think it's his time, man. I think he's going to get it done at 298.
Those are your keys to victory for Topuria.
I think he can't let Volk's feints and movement, because something Volk does extremely well is his feints. He switches stances. He's throwing different looks at you, and he can kind of catch people sometimes with all his movements in and out. I think Topuria just needs to stay calm, use that crisp boxing, and just kind of keep a strategic distance, but continue to kind of just walk him down, because I really do think he's going to get the better of Volk on the boxing exchanges. And I really don't see Volk wanting to take the fight to the ground either. So I think Topuria is going to be able to walk in kind of on him, not really worried about the takedown coming his way, because he can defend it if need be, and he's also very comfortable on the ground. So I think he's going to just be carefully kind of walking him down, picking his shots, and piecing him apart from the outside. What about you?
I think for Topuria, it's just rely on the physicality, right? I do think right now the best chance that Volk has is in the stand-up game. Now, Volk has some questionable defense at times. We don't really talk about that a lot. He's been dropped by Holloway. He's been dropped by Ortega, dropped by Makhachev, knocked out by Makhachev.
Yeah.
Those shots can get through on him. He keeps a nice tight guard, and he just keeps it standing up. I think that's his best chance, especially maybe in the clinch. If he can get it up against the fence, he could have a real good chance there of just getting some good damaging shots, some knees. But if it goes to the ground, man, it's just, I feel like Topuria, that's his realm. I think that is the key to victory for Topuria. You want to win this fight, take it to the ground early, beat him up in the first round, second round, and then when he's tired, when he's mauled, when he just has no more left, land that kill shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, against a guy like Volk, you're going to need that kill shot to put him out, because if you don't put that kill shot in there, we know Volk. He will happily grind this out for all 5 rounds if that's what it takes to get this done. So I think something for Topuria as well. He almost needs to go and hunt for that finish. I don't think he wants to drag that to a 5-round war where Volk has a lot more experience there in those championship rounds than obviously Topuria has, who hasn't been here before. So I think big thing is for him is putting him out there.
So we got an official prediction from you, Joey. What do we got?
I'm going round 2 KO. Round 2 KO. I think his crisp boxing, I think he's going to be able to walk him down. He's going to find the chin with one of his hard right hooks. He's so just a pure, great orthodox boxer. I love watching his striking. And I really think he's going to connect one on the chin. I think he's going to put Volk's lights out, and we're going to have a new champion. What about you, Will?
I mean, I'm right there with you, man. I see a round 2 I don't want it to be like this because I'm such a Volk fan. I know it don't sound like it from the video, but I'm a massive Volk fan. But I think it's going to be a brutal fight for him. I see a round 2, maybe a head kick KO, something nasty like that, and probably going to cry myself to sleep. But I think that Topuria is going to get it done. I think he is the best in the world right now, man.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I'm excited to hear what everyone else's predictions is for the fight as well. So if y'all could, go ahead and make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the content, and drop your predictions down in the comments. And we're excited for it.